Welcome to Good Morning Akron, everyone. I'm your host, Sarah, and today I get to hang out with Jerry Ward III. How are you, Jerry?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I am okay, and Jerry is from Stray Dog Racing. And first, I want to talk to you a little bit about your own story. How did you get into racing?
Well, I started about 6-7 years ago, roughly, getting in my uncle's car at the time. But before that, it was family. I'm fourth generation on my mom, and at least second or third on my dad.
So racing's just been in your blood your whole life.
Countless uncles and cousins and the whole nine yards.
So you said you only got into it, though, 6 or 7 years ago. So this wasn't something that you have been doing your whole life. You just kind of picked it up 6 or 7 years ago. Or like, this is a family thing. I'm going to give it a go. And then found out that you loved it?
Yeah, I didn't start following until 6 or 7 years ago.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about Stray Dog Racing.
It's basically 7-8 drivers racing 5-6 tracks around Northeast Ohio. We're mainly asphalt.
Yeah, and for someone like me who doesn't know anything about racing, kind of simplify it down for me. What would you do? You're going to a race. Tell me about, what's your process? What does it look like to go to a race?
It takes months in advance. Normally racing season's about April till mid-October.
Okay.
But it's always an all-year thing because even after October, you're still tearing down cars and billing them down. But typical waste load up depending on when gates open to get in, is about 10 o'clock. Depending on where you're racing, if you're racing somewhere locally, for us it's Barberton, which is like 20 minutes.
Right.
So we're out of bed about like 7 o'clock in the morning, getting dressed, getting food, and like so the cars are ready to go. If we're going farther, we tend to be a little bit later because I'm not doing the same thing going an hour away, which all the other tracks are. But
so in the getting ready portion, you're getting a car ready, and then you're getting yourself ready too. Do you train for this? How does this work? I want you to tell me about how you get the car ready, and then how do you get yourself ready for racing?
Getting the car ready is what we all drive, or basically you can take a daily driver off the streets. Like most of the team drive front wheel drives. Okay. So you're talking Chevy Cobalts, Cavaliers, anything Ford, anything Dodge typically. And then we have one car that is a 06 Ford Mustang, which is a rear wheel drive V6. Okay. So basically you take those off the streets. You got to strip them down inside the bare nothing, no plastic, no plastic, nothing that can catch on fire. Once you strip it all down, you go grab a cage from either someone that's pre-made it, or you get tubing and do it yourself and weld it in, get the racing seat, all the racing equipment.
So what did you do for your car?
I'm currently building one.
Okay.
So right now, I got it off the street, so it had all the interior in it. Right, I'm at the point right now where I got to clean up the last little bit of stripping, and then I'm ready to put a cage in it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Hannah's car, my wife's is done. Basically, it just needs a motor and transmission because you'd be lucky to have one motor survive the whole season, especially if you run multiple different tracks in different days. So
how much do you practice for this? What does that look like?
During the season, the tracks typically have a day during the week. It's usually a Wednesday or a Friday. You can go down and practice. And then on race day, you get practice from such and such time. And sometimes it could be you have your own qualifying section to set what time, where you place. Right. Or other times your practice is your qualifying. Okay. All right. And then it's like that. But if we're in the off season, typically a lot of guys will do iRacing and pick tracks what they're used to running locally.
So what does that look like?
Basically big computer setup, PC. Some even have some of them are racing seats and they have the steering and shit.
Oh yeah. So they're like practicing almost like virtually.
Yes.
Okay. Exactly, that's really cool. I wouldn't have even thought of that, but that makes sense because you're just like practicing what you're doing.
Yeah, it's hard in Ohio. It's hard to do it all year long because
snow.
It's cold in the winter.
Ice.
I mean, unless you go south, you ain't gonna go do much racing up here during the winter months.
All right, so tell me about, you guys are going to start competing. You even have someone on your team that's going to be going to Florida to compete in some big competitions.
Jimmy McKinley is racing the World Series or asphalt. It's been around since the 60s and 70s. They got 2 nights down there, I believe, which is February 9th and 10th.
Okay.
Lily's going. Lily's the bando that has his own separate teams going to Georgia this week racing, and then she's running nationals down there at Citrus about the same time as Jimmy's going to be down there.
Okay. What about for you? What's up for Stray Dog Racing since we're focusing on that?
The team as a whole won't really kick their season off till the end of April, beginning of May, because that's when it starts locally.
All right. So, and I know this might be something that someone's watching and they're like, hey, I love racing. I'd love to support a local team. I know you are going to have a fundraiser coming up. So tell us a little bit about that.
We're still working the details. It's going to be Meet the Easter Bunny. We're going to have vendors up, $5 a plate. That's all I really know right now. We don't have a date or anything set yet. But
that's going to be coming up in April. Yeah. And when that does come up, we can put info out about that
Should have some of the cars there, hopefully.
Oh, that would be
fun. If they're
fun.
done in time.
Yeah.
I know Jimmy's will be done. Hunter's should be done roughly sometime soon. The bando's already done, which should be up here for it.
So are you taking more members to your team? Are you kind of a closed team, but you always need the support? What does that look like?
We're never against it. I mean, it's hard to figure. It's like we just, as a team, we're like, well, yeah, because we got guys that we help, but that officially on the team.
Aren't on the team.
So we do sponsorships ourselves. I mean, me and my wife as Ward Racing have done a couple. Like, this team started when it was just me and her running under our own name.
Okay, and then it's grown and grown. And now you have 7 people on the team, right?
Yeah, 7, 8 with a couple backup drivers.
All right. So if anyone is interested in supporting you in any way, in also maybe possibly becoming part of the team, or at least coming out and watching you guys race, how can they get in touch with you?
There we have an Instagram, a Facebook, I think a Twitter, under Stray Dog Racing.
Okay.
It's normally ran by my wife, so she's always posting.
She's doing all that
constantly
work.
Putting updates on it, so I don't.
All right. Well, we'll make sure we get all that information out for people. So you said you have Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, all under Stray Dog Racing. All right. Perfect. All right. If someone, let's say there's a kid out there watching and they're really interested in racing, what inspirational words can you leave them with?
Go to the races, see if you like it. If you love it, just talk to all the drivers because they will love to help people get started. That's how we did it. We're always helping. Last season, I gave up my year so my teammates could run.
Oh, I love that.
So,
that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's actually really good advice. You know, go check it out. See if you really love it. Talk to people who do it.
It's a very dying sport because you put so much more. You're not getting what you put into it.
Okay.
So
you want to bring it back. You want to bring some life
definitely.
back to it.
It definitely helps with generations of racing. I think Lily's the only one that doesn't have family prior racing.
Right.
Everyone else on the team, so it's if you start it, your family might follow you. I know I followed in my great-grandfather's footsteps. My grandfather's both my parents.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's
become a family tradition for you guys.
Yes, it has.
Yeah, that's great. All right. Well, we'll make sure we put out all that information so people can find you guys. And when you get the fundraiser date, we can link that as well below this video so people can find it. All right. Thank you so much, Jerry. Appreciate having you on the show. Thank you guys so much for watching Good Morning Akron. We had a great time here with Jerry Ward III from Stray Dog Racing. Make sure you check out all that Stray Dog Racing is doing, including their fundraiser, which is going to be coming up in April. Make sure you guys stay tuned. We'll see you guys next time. Bye, everyone.